Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Green. We're doing another Read the Bible in 1 year, day 153, Job 38 through 40. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell. That way, I get updated whenever I post a new video. Like the video and also comment. You can comment anything you want. It's going to help with the algorithm. Remember, I'm dyslexic and I stutter, so sometimes if I see a big word, I get a little confused. Just bear with me. And here we go. Job chapter 38. Then the Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind and said, Who is this that darketh counsel by words without knowledge? Gird up now thy loins like a man, and I will demand of thee, and answer thou me. Where was thou when I laid the foundations of the earth? Declare it if thou hast understanding. Who has laid the measures thereof, if thou knowest? Or who has stretched the line upon it? Whereupon the foundations thereof fastened, and who laid the cornerstone thereof? When the morning stars sang together, and all the sons of God shouted for joy? Or who shut up the sea with doors, when it broke forward, as it had issued out of the womb? When I made the clouds of the garment thereof, and the thick darkness a swaddle band for it, and broke up in my decree place, and set bars and doors, it said, Hitherto shalt thou come, but no further, and here shall thy proud ways be stayed. Hast thou commanded the morning since thy days, and caused the day spring to know its place? That I might take hold of the ends of the earth, that the wicked might be shaken out of it? Is it turned to clay to the seal, and is stained to the garment? And from the wicked the light is withholden, and their high arm shall be broken. Hast thou entered unto the spring of the sea, and hast thou walked in the search of the depths? Hast thou gates of death been opened up to thee, or hast thou seen the doors of thy shadow of death? Hast thou perceived the breadth of the earth? Declareth if thou knowest it all. Where is the way where light dwelleth? And as for darkness, where is the place thereof? That thou shouldest take it to the bounds thereof, and thou shouldest knowest the path to the house thereof? Knowest thou it because thou was when they were born, or because the number of thy days is great? Hast thou entered into the treasures of the snow, or hast thou seen the treasures of the hail, which I have reserved against the time of trouble, against the days of battle and wars? And by ways a light parted, which scattered the east wind upon the earth? Who has divided a watercourse for the overflowing of waters, or a way for the lightning of thunder? To cause it to rain in the earth where no man is, on the wilderness wherein there is no man? To satisfy the desolate and waste ground, and to cause the bud of the tender herb to spring forward? Has the rain a feather? Has the rain a father? Or hast thou begotten the drops of dew? Out of those that womb came the ice, and out of the hoary frost of heaven, who has gathered it? The waters are hidden as the stone, and the faces of the deep is frozen. Canst thou bound the sweet influence of Pleiades, or loose the bands of Orion? Canst thou bring forth Mesroth in the season, or canst thou gown a Taurus with his sons? Knowest thou the ordinances of heaven? Canst thou seek the dominion therefore of the earth? Canst thou lift up thy voice to the clouds? The abundance of waters may cover thee. Canst thou send lightnings that they may go, and say unto thee, Here we are? Who has put wisdom in the inward parts, or who has given understanding to the heart? Who could number the clouds of wisdom, or who can say to the bottles of heaven? When the dust groweth unto hardness, and the clouds cleave fast together. Wouldst thou hunt the prey for the lion, or fulfill the appetite of the young lions? When they couch in their dens, and abide in their covenants to lie in wait? Who provided for the raven his food when his young ones cry to God? They wander for lack of meat. Job chapter 39. Knowest thou the time when the wild goats of the rock begin forth, or cast thou mark when the hinds do calve? Canst thou number the months that they fulfill, or knowest thou the time when they bring forth? They bow themselves, they bring forth their young ones, they cast out their sorrows. Their young ones are in good liking, they grow up to corn, and they grow forth and return not unto them. Who has sent out the wildest free, or who has loosened the bands of the wild ass? Whose house have I made the wilderness, and the barren lands his dwelling? He scorneth the multitude of the city, neither regardeth thee the crying of the driver. The range of the mountains is his pasture, and he searcheth after every green thing. Will the unicorn be willing to serve thee, or abide in thy crib? Canst thou bind the unicorn with his bands in the furrow, or has his hollow the valleys after thee? Wilt thou trust him, because his strength is great, or wilt thou leave thy labor to him? Wilt thou believe in him that he will bring home thy seed, and gather it in thy barns? Gravest thou the goodly wings of the peacocks, or wings of the feathers unto the ostrich? Whether leavest her eggs in the earth, and warmest them in dust? And forgiveth not the foot that may crush them, or the wild beast may break them? She is hardened against her young ones, as that they were not hers, and labors in vain without fear. Because God has deprived her of wisdom, neither has he imparted to her understanding. What time she lifted up herself on high, she scorneth the horse and her rider. Hast thou given the horse strength? Hast thou clothed his neck with thunder? Canst thou make him afraid as a grasshopper? The glory of his nostrils is terrible. He pawneth in the valley, and rejoiceth in his strength. He goeth on to meet the armed men. He mocked at fear, and is not affrighted, neither turneth he from the back of the sword. The quiver rattled against him, the glistening spear and the shield. He swalloweth the ground with fierceness and rage, neither believeth he that he the sound of the trumpet. He saith among the trumpets, Ha ha, and he smelleth the battle afar off, the thunder of the captains and the shouting. Does the hawk fly by thy wisdom, or stretch out her wings towards the south? Does the eagle mount up at the command, and make her nest on high? She dwelleth and abideth on the rock, upon the crag of the rock in the strong place. From thence she seeketh to prey, and her eyes behold afar off. Her young ones also suck up blood, and where the slain are, there is she. Job chapter 40. Moreover, the Lord answered Job and said, Shall he that contendeth with the Almighty instruct him? He that reproveth God, let him answer it. Then Job answered the Lord and said, Behold, I am vile. What should I answer thee? I will lay my hand upon my mouth. Once I have spoken, but I will not answer, yea, twice, but I will proceed no further. Then answered the Lord unto Job after the whirlwind, and said, Gird up thy loins now like a man, and I will demand of thee, and declare thou unto me. Wilt thou also disannul my judgment? Wilt thou condemn me? Wilt thou madest be righteous? Hast thou an arm like God, or canst thou thunder with a voice like him? Deck thyself now with majesty and excellency, and array thyself with glory and beauty. Cast abroad the rage of thy wrath, and behold every one that is proud and abase him. Look on every one that is proud, and bring him low, and tread down the wicked in their place. Hide them in the dust together, and bind their faces in secret. Then I will also confess unto thee, and thine own right hand can save thee. Behold now Bahameth, which I made of thee, he eateth grass as an ox. And lo, his strength is in his loins, and his force is the navel of his belly. He moveth his tail like a cedar, the sinews of a stone are wrapped together. His bones are as strong as a piece of brass, and his bones are like bars of iron. He that is cheap of the ways of God, and he that make him can his sword approach him. He that made him can make his sword to approach unto him. Surely the mountains bring him forth food, whereas all the beasts of the field play. He lieth under the shady tree, in the covering of the reed and the fens. And the shady trees covereth him with their shadow, and the willows of the brook compass him about. Behold, he drinketh up a river, and hasteth not. He trusteth that he cannot draw up Jordan in his mouth. He taketh it with his eyes, and his nose pierced through snares. Well, guys, that's the video. I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell. That way you get updated whenever I post a new video. Like the video and also comment. Anything you comment is really going to help me out. I'd appreciate it. On the bottom right of the screen, I'm going to put a link to the Read the Bible in 1 year. Top left is going to be a playlist I think you're going to like, and bottom left is going to be a video YouTube things you're going to like. If you know somebody that might benefit from this, please share it with them. You can also share it on social media. Have yourself a great day.